Okay, this video is on f of x notation. So before we get started, will you please take notes on this section. And our objective for today is we are going to use function notation to solve problems. So the first thing we will look at is how we say f of x notation, and it's read f of x. So this is a different notation that we're using, and note that there's a parenthesis in here, and the parenthesis does not imply multiplication. This is a brand new notation that you'll be using to solve algebra problems. So you might ask, why this new notation? Well, simply put, it allows you to state the dependent and independent variable at once. So we can see that this f of x, this whole term, is my dependent variable. And what's inside this parentheses, that's my independent variable. I think the easiest way to see this is to actually look at an example problem. So let's look at this example problem. So we have f of x is equal to 2x plus 3, and I'm asked to evaluate f of 4. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my independent variable, which is x. This is asking me to substitute in 4 for everywhere there's an x. So therefore f of 4 is equal to 2 times 4 plus 3. So all I did is substitute the x out with the 4, and notice that I put it in parentheses. This will allow me to keep my orders of operation in line and do this in the correct format. So my tip is always put it in parentheses. And now I'm going to simplify that. 2 times 4 is 8 plus 3. My final answer is 11. Let's look at one more example problem. Okay, notice that this example problem, instead of using f and x, I'm using g and t. So I can state that this is g of t, a g of t notation. Still falls within the f of x notation. So it's just using different letters. So it's the same manner as our last example problem. We have g of t is equal to t squared over 20. And I'm asked to evaluate g of 10. Again, I'm going to see where my independent variable is. So it's the t. And everywhere I see that t, I'm going to now substitute in a 10, and I'm going to put it in parentheses. Now I follow my orders of operation, and I square the 10 first, and then I divide by 20. My final answer is 5. Okay, you might wonder where this notation came from. It comes from a famous Swiss mathematician. His name is Leonhard Euler, and it's actually pronounced Euler, not Euler. Spelled kind of like Euler, but it's Euler. And throughout your math classes, you'll see this name over and over. He's a very famous mathematician who developed a lot of notation and in different areas of algebra and calculus.